Okay, straight off the bat, it's dry, it's overcooked, so why am I making this video? Because even though it was dry and overcooked, it tasted absolutely amazing, and I can show you a real simple way of not doing what I did. You can see this beautiful barbecue brisket, cooked in the oven, got a little bit of moisture in there, but like I say, I overcooked it. I can easily show you what to do so that you don't overcook it. Quick overview of everything that I'm going to be using for this beef brisket recipe. So what I've got here is 3.5 pounds of beef brisket. So this is the tip. So what the tip is basically there's two pieces of meat on a brisket. You've got the flat and you've got the tip. You can see that easily from the side here, it separates the two. So there's your flat at the bottom, a little layer of fat in between, and then the tip. What this is supposed to do is this joint is supposed to retain quite a lot of moisture, but like I say, I did overcook this. And it's not a big problem, the flavour is still absolutely amazing. So the first thing I'm going to start with, this is what everybody should have in the cupboard. It's called liquid smoke. Now I'm not sponsored by this one at all, there is loads of different varieties of liquid smoke. But it's something you definitely want to get off the internet and keep in your store cupboard. Obviously because we're going to be cooking this in the oven, we can't really impart that much smoke flavour onto it. So that's what this is doing, it's there as an additive just to make it smoky. Try and replicate the best you can out of a smoker. Absolutely smother this brisket with the liquid smoke. Really generous and liberal with it, make sure it's all over every single nook and cranny. Honestly guys, if you haven't got some of this stuff, you need to make sure you order it. So once we've got our beef brisket completely covered with the liquid smoke, we're going to put it aside and we're going to let it sit for about half an hour. You'll see the difference in the colour. The colour will change in the meat when the liquid smoke has started to penetrate right the way in. So just pop it to a side for probably about 30 minutes. Don't need to put it in the fridge, just leave it out on the side. While that's resting, we're going to put our dry rub together. So I bought myself a little shaker here, really cheap from a supermarket, just makes it so much easier to put the rub on the outside of the brisket. So the dry rub consists of 2 teaspoons of mustard powder, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 3 nice teaspoons of smoked paprika, 1 heaped teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and then provided you can get it out of the bag, 1 teaspoon of cumin. Follow that up with 4 heaped teaspoons of a brown light sugar. This is going to give it a nice sweet tangy flavour on the outside. And then we're going to finish it off with a nice good grind of salt, probably about a teaspoon's worth of salt. We're going to give that a really good mix together. And then like I say, I'm going to put mine into a little shaker. You don't need to put it into a shaker, but I just think it makes it so much easier to get an even distribution of flavour around the outside of the beef. Use a funnel is probably the best thing to do. So once we've got our shaker ready, we're going to make sure we put this all over our beef. You want a nice liberal layer all over. Make sure you get all the sides, and like I say, any nook and crannies, make sure that it goes straight in there. So with the cooking times then, so this is a 3.5 pound piece of brisket. So when I first did my research, it said you wanted 1 hour and 15 minutes per pound. Unfortunately, that was forgetting that I'm doing it in the oven, and that was for a smoker. So what you really want to be doing is putting it onto a tray with a wire rack. It's important you get the wire rack because you don't want it to sit in its juices. And then what you're going to do is cook it for 1 hour per pound. Just 1 hour per pound. 140 degrees Celsius or 184 degrees Fahrenheit. Put one last liberal coating of our liquid smoke on. And then we're going to tightly wrap it in some tin foil. So like I say, what should have happened is 3.5 pound here, it should have been in for 1.5 hours. So for the first 3 hours of this joint, should have cooked with the foil on. and then the last 30 minutes take the foil off so that it darkens. Unfortunately, I left it for the full 3.5 hours before I took the foil off, which is why it went overcooked. I just had to show this video even though it didn't quite go right, because like I say, the flavour was absolutely amazing. So it's at this point here where my brisket should be completely cooked. So it is, however, like I say, because I wanted the colour on the outside, I put it back in for another 30 minutes afterwards. That was a big mistake. Don't be put off by this, guys, honestly. Like I say, if you can get the cook right on it, it tastes absolutely phenomenal. The flavour is, the smoky flavour is replicated of being in a smoker, and it just tastes absolutely delicious. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel to become part of the family, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching.